So how is COVID-19 going to change the way we do church? That's an exciting question because I think the answer might actually point us at how we could have been doing church all along. So I'm not saying this is how we were supposed to be doing it. I'm just noticing how language is used in the New Testament. There are basically three groups of people that the word church is ever used to describe in the New Testament. First is the church cosmic, or the church Catholic, the church global. It's all the people who follow Jesus of all times in all places ever. The church, the whole shebang. The church. The second is the church at a city, the city church. Throughout the book of Acts and all of the apostles' letters, you never see the word church used to describe any grouping of people smaller than the city church. So a letter will be written to the church at a city, or the churches in a region, or conversely, the saints and the faithful brethren who are gathered at city. It was geographic, it was local, and that made it easy for the church to function like the advance force of the kingdom of God because they were literally occupying space. They were living as an alternate version of that culture, of that city, within that city. They were a living demonstration of what that city would be like if Jesus were king there. And that is what the church basically is supposed to be. We are supposed to demonstrate what human life would look like in a real place, not in general, across all times and cultures, but human life here, for somebody here in this place now, would look like this if Jesus were king. And we can take it a step farther. It does look like this for us because Jesus is our king. Now, when the church tried to separate into smaller units, at the time it was around favorite teacher. I like Cephas, I like Apollos, I like Paul, I like Jesus, I'm Jesus's guy. When people tried that, Paul noticed that they were in really a pickle. He said, the reason you do that is because you're fleshly and carnal and you're spiritual babies. And I can't get you out of that and give you grown-up spiritual food because you're doing it. So you've got yourselves stuck to the degree that you have committed to breaking the church up into smaller factions and fractions. You have limited the apostles' ability to actually help you grow up into all you are. The other time people tried to split the church up was along ethnicity. You're this color, I'm that color. You're Jewish, I'm Greek. And Paul made a very big deal out of saying that Jesus died specifically to have that never happen again. So as we look and see that there's the global, cosmic church of foreverness and the very local geographic church, we can say, well, that's just because that's how they did it then. But I want to draw your attention to the fact that when they tried to do it a different way, they got really strongly rebuked. And that ought to lead us to ask the question, maybe this is actually part of the design. Now, the other way the word church is used is to describe the church in someone's household. Now, that's not to say house church in the sense of giant Sunday morning service shrunk down really small. So it's like a whole bunch of people singing down to 5 of us singing, and a whole bunch of people listening to one dude talk to just a few of us listening to one dude talk. Household church refers to oikoi, whole social units of a nuclear family plus extended family plus the physical plant and even the economic engine that drives that unit. It's a set of Christ-soaked relationships that don't replace biological family, but they include and subsume and extend beyond biological family. Christian oikos is not instead of family, it's family plus. So you've got these 3 levels, 3 sizes of church: global, cosmic, local, city, household. Within a local city church, there could be multiple household churches. This makes sense then of the way Paul chooses leaders. He chooses heads of households who have the character and the skills necessary to lead households well. Because the city church is basically an alliance of believing households who bring everything they've got, including their physical means, to bear on being Jesus's kingdom in that place. Now, what's all this got to do with COVID-19? You might have noticed that many of you are locked into your house with your family, and that you are being blessed and helped by telechurch, by church across technology. And you're noticing that there are things that are being met in your souls and there are other things that are not. Because there are some things that just can't be done without the actual gathering. But I'll say, on the other side of this COVID-19 dragon, there's probably significant economic depression. A lot of people are going to not have what they need. And a lot of people are going to have just what they need. And a lot of people are going to have to get used to using what they have that they don't need for Jesus' ends. What cities are going to need is probably not 400 Sunday morning big shows, but maybe an alliance of all of the people who name Jesus, red, yellow, black, and white, from all the different denominations, as one, acting for the good of that city. Imagine what Jesus could do for Baltimore or Detroit if all the believers in that city just decided to put away all their differences to be good to their city. If they redefined church as, we are the kingdom of God in this place, and we're going to learn how to live together well, so that people can see an alternate narrative available to them. In the coming days of fear and chaos and uncertainty, and then the days after that of economic depression, the world is going to need more than words, and it's going to need more than words across distance. It's going to need more than YouTube videos. It's going to need physical demonstrations that there is a way to live. There is a wisdom in the world that can get us out of this. To do that, we're going to need to operate as a church at 3 levels. We're going to need to be distinctly familial, especially during the lockdowns. But then after that, imagine what we can do as households. Instead of asking Sunday morning big shows to fix our families, imagine if we could bring the strength of our families to bear to heal our cities. So we're gonna need to operate at the oikos level. The cities are going to need us to operate at the city level. And then we'll be able, because of technology, to very freely strengthen each other and learn from one another at the global church level. I'm a little bit excited about the potentialities of this. What will church be after COVID? Perhaps what she always was, but had forgotten how to be. All right, that may have hit the spot for you, or it may have hit you in the mouth. So feel free to like or dislike and subscribe below and leave a comment. Let me know what you think and what other questions this brings to mind for you.